Due to the shocking controversy surrounding Zonnique Pullins and T, everyone on social media is eager to find out the truth about the hidden film that purportedly surfaced in a music new documentary. 50 Cent, the most notorious provocateur in hip-hop, has once again taken on the role of the ultimate agitator by calling attention to this specific video and claiming that it reveals a side of music, the Harris family, that was never meant for public consumption. People are astonished, asking if 50 Cent is truly prepared to ruin a family's private life to music settle an old score, or if this is just his latest planned move against a longtime enemy. The bond between T and his stepdaughter Zonnique has long captivated the audience, but this time, the narrative has shifted from harmless speculation music to serious charges supported by visual evidence. In this analysis, we look at how 50 Cent is using this leaked video song to undermine the foundations of the music industry, when the Harris family is under intense international investigation. Is a long-kept secret really revealed in this video, or is it a brilliant instance of selective editing meant to do the maximum damage to music? As fans and reviewers scramble for answers, each hour brings a new twist music to this unfolding drama. This dramatic situation has sparked a continuing conversation about betrayal and privacy, in addition to jeopardizing professional reputations in the music business. Let's investigate the veracity of 50 Cent's claims music and how this action has, in the most obvious way possible, reopened past wounds. The controversy surrounding the leaked video began when 50 Cent decided to use his documentary as a platform to share the Harris family's most music private moments, especially the unique closeness between T and his stepdaughter Zonnique. It's common knowledge that 50 Cent and T have been at odds for decades, but this latest move has shocked the entire industry by shifting the battlefield. From poetic punches to music, personal family matters, 50 Cent points to specific conversations and exchanges in the documentary's featured video as proof that the Harris family's representation on reality TV is very different from what really takes place behind closed music doors. Many people have conjectured about whether the tape captures moments that were never intended for public viewing, or whether someone in their inner circle betrayed their confidence by disclosing this sensitive music information. For a long time, T has been seen as a ferociously protective father figure, especially when it comes to He regularly participates actively in her music, life and career choices, which has occasionally caused conflict in the public light. However, 50 Cent's account suggests that this protectiveness might have gone beyond musical bounds or encompassed elements that the public was not previously aware of. By including this secret film in his music documentary, 50 Cent has not only increased his fan base, he has effectively made T defend his musical identity and his father position in front of millions of people. This is not just a simple leak. This deliberate assault is aimed at family honor and reputation. Music. As the films continue to circulate, the Harris family is facing mounting pressure to provide a comprehensive explanation. But 50 Cent regularly makes fun of T on Instagram with cryptic remarks and laughing emojis, implying that he is taking pleasure in the mayhem his song has caused. The mere daring of exposing music such intimate family relationships has prompted questions about the ethics of celebrity documentaries. Music. Nevertheless, the audience is glued to their televisions because they are desperate for the real story. Every phrase used in that released movie, which is music, has a hidden significance. Furthermore, every response from the family is being scrutinized by a public that is becoming increasingly skeptical of celebrity perfection. The early stages of the controversy have set a dismal tone for what lies ahead. Industry insiders are whispering about music, the timing of this leak, pointing out that 50 Cent has a talent for releasing damaging information music just when his targets are attempting to launch new projects or maintain a clean public image. As the lines between personal music destruction and professional beef become increasingly blurred, the technical quality of the leaked tape is another major point of contention among tech-savvy viewers. They are trying to determine whether the recording has been tampered with to make it sound more damning than it actually was. Despite these misgivings, the story has taken on a life of its own because of the viral nature of modern celebrity rumors. When a single video can immediately change a person's entire history. Even while Music TI's legal team is reportedly working overtime to delete the film from the internet, it is impossible to completely music contain once it is out in the public. As is often the case with music such explosive stuff, the Atlanta music business, which has long regarded T as a foundational figure whose leadership is now being questioned by a rival from the north, is also experiencing tension between the two rappers. This confluence of personalities and geographical locations makes music An already complex problem, even more complex, making it one of the most talked about events in recent memory. Fans who grew up watching the Harris family's many TV ventures feel betrayed. Music, as if they were sold a fictionalized version of the family. Meanwhile, 50 Cent is relentless, claiming in his songs that this is only the beginning and that much more would be revealed in the upcoming parts of his documentary. Music, the psychological impact of having millions of people examine one's private family life cannot be overstated. And many people are wondering music how Zonnique is responding to the sudden surge of unwanted attention. Her camp's calm music has been interpreted in a variety of ways. Some see it as a show of strength, while others see it as a sign that the gravity of the leak has taken over. When we look more closely at this footage, it becomes clear that the stakes are much higher than a simple online fight. Hip-hop's most famous music dynasty is battling for its own survival. The sheer volume of comments and speculations that are generated every minute shows that the public's music desire for this drama is far from quenched. People are looking for any clue, any tiny music gesture in the video that might offer a conclusive response to the queries addressed. This level of scrutiny is unmatched, even for a family that has lived much of their lives in front of the camera. The narrative structure of the Music 50 Cent's documentary, which intensifies the impact of the leaks and grounds them in a supposed reality, is especially praised for its cinematic qualities. Here, the power of narrative is demonstrated. When one man's perspective begins to impact the global conversation on another man's family life, we are left with more questions than answers as the world watches for the Harris family's response. Music to the particular charges concealed throughout the rest of the documentary. Expectations are high, and there are no signs that the controversy will die down as each minor detail becomes a major subject of debate in the public opinion court. Building on the tension established in the opening of Music, this argument, the plot shifts toward the deeper psychological damage and the deliberate hush that has followed 50 Cent's cunning maneuver. The internet has developed into a haven for more complex music conjectures regarding the source of the tape and the true nature of T and Zonnique's relationship. While everyone waits for the Harris family to make a definitive music comment, this second part of the story shows that even the most strong music hip-hop dynasties are susceptible to the relentless power of a viral narrative led by a master manipulator like 50 Cent. Music, the documentary features more than just the video. It puts it in the perspective of a longer history of alleged music secrecy, suggesting that what we see on TV is really a symptom of a far more significant systemic issue with the family's private music structure. Critics claim that 50 Cent timing is nearly surgical, choosing Music to unveil a startling discovery that may jeopardize years of carefully thought-out public relations at a moment when the Harris family seem to be at their most stable. Insiders claim that there is extensive damage control going on behind the scenes, with legal teams and publicists working 24/7 to find a method to totally discredit the film. However, the more they attempt to conceal the video, the more people are drawn to its song, creating a strident effect that has caused the documentary's viewership to reach all-time highs. Because Zonnique unintentionally becomes the face of a scandal that she did not initiate, but must now handle with tremendous music caution. Her involvement in this entire scenario is particularly music tragic. In order to create a retroactive history that may or may not be based in reality, internet investigators Music are closely examining her prior interviews and social media posts for any signs of unease or distress that can bolster the secret narrative 50 Cent is presenting. This is the danger of the digital age. Once a narrative is constructed, every prior behavior is assessed through that new, darker lens. T, who is known for his articulateness and his ability to control a room with his words, is in a rare position of being on the defense because even his most convincing rebuttals are being dismissed as suggests Music that 50 Cent isn't just looking for a quick win. He wants to permanently damage T's musical legacy as a parent and mentor. The outcome of this conflict, which could set a new precedent for the litigation of personal complaints in the court of public opinion, is keenly anticipated by the whole business. Some seasoned rappers have attempted to engage in behind-the-scenes negotiations because they fear that this escalation could lead to a permanent split in the Atlanta music scene. But 50 Cent is steadfast in his resolve. He has Music continued to drip-feed information without ever revealing the full context, releasing hazy screenshots and audio snippets Music that keep the conversation going, a tactic that consistently keeps his listeners engrossed in music. It is clear from delving more into the specific sections of the Music documentary that revolve around the secret film that the editing is meant to evoke strong feelings in the viewer. 50 Cent's music specialization is psychological warfare. Dramatic underscoring, slow music action, and repeated repetition of key phrases create an environment where the audience music is driven to a particular negative conclusion before they have a chance to understand the facts. The power of digital media becomes truly terrifying at this point. The Harris family's supporters argue that 50 Cent is grasping music for straws because it's become harder to distinguish between character, assassination music, and investigative journalism. His detractors argue that where there is smoke, there will eventually be fire. Yet for the sake of a documentary budget, he transformed innocuous family connections into something sinister. Music. The younger family members who see their personal life turned into music entertainment for the public are the ones who suffer the most from the collateral damage, and the divide between these two perspectives is widening. The topic of consent is at the heart of the conversation. Is it legal for 50 Cent to release this music video? How did he get it? These are the matters that will most likely be settled in court. However, the opinions of the streets are often more important than those of a court when it comes to hip-hop culture and music. The second half of this narrative music centers on the potential for a formal response music from T and Z. When the pressure to speak up becomes almost unbearable, silence is no longer a defense. Now, the audience is expressing their deepest fears and doubts through music. Every move T makes, and every post Zonnique makes, is now a data music point in a global investigation that doesn't appear to be ending. The sheer amount of participation and the millions of likes, shares, and comments show that this is more than just a celebrity music feud. This cultural phenomenon touches on themes such as trust, betrayal, and the brittleness of celebrity. 50 Cent has successfully, through music, turned a private family moment into a global conversation. As the music documentary approaches its final chapters, anticipation for the climactic music reveal is growing, with each new discovery serving as a music cliffhanger that leaves viewers wanting more. The plot of this dispute runs like a thriller. In this unpredictable world, the only thing that is certain is that the Harris family will never be viewed in the same light. Few celebrities ever fully regain their reputation in music following such a high-profile leak, and the harm has already been done in many ways, regardless of the video's eventual veracity. The final stages of the study will likely focus on the long-term implications for all those involved as the music industry grapples with the fallout from 50 Cent's most daring move to date. Tensions are still growing. As we approach the script's conclusion, the primary points of contention continue to be the ultimate truth at the heart of the hidden video music, and whether 50 Cent has truly delivered a knockout blow, or if he has simply started a war that he cannot win. As the tension reaches its highest point, the drama's last chapter explores long-term effects music, and the unavoidable legal and social ramifications that follow such a public transgression of privacy. The 50 Cent's documentary has successfully forced the music industry to reevaluate the boundaries of celebrity feuds and the collateral harm they do to family members who never agreed to be in the public eye. In addition to opening a Pandora's box, from a viral clip, the T and Zonnique secret video has developed into more music. It has developed into an illustration of the potential for using digital media as a weapon. Industry music professionals are increasingly voicing their opinions, regardless of the film's real content, because these names are associated with such horrible tales. The public's opinion of the Harris family has been irrevocably altered. A problem that cannot be handled with a clever rap phrase or an interesting interview suddenly confronts T, a man music who has taken great pride in being the king of the South and a pillar of the Atlanta community. Zonnique's team has been particularly quiet music, which has led to a lot of speculation that she may be seeking legal counsel or potentially cutting ties with the family brand to avoid further damage to her own growing career. The music scenario that arises as the initial shock wears off and the hard reality of reputation management takes hold is examined in this last section of the controversy. The legal ramifications might be severe if the music video was truly stolen or leaked from a private server, as lawyers argue whether 50 Cent's use of the content constituted a violation of privacy, music, defamation, or even the unauthorized use of intellectual property. However, it seems that 50 Cent is completely unconcerned by the potential legal action. In fact, it appears that he welcomed the legal issue in order to maintain his name and his documentary music in the public eye for months to come. This is the hallmark of an expert marketer who understands that even negative news can be traded for increased impact and streaming volume in the attention economy. The Harris music family, on the other hand, is reportedly in a state of reflection, with internal discussions focused on how to regain the trust of a fan following that feels fooled by the idealized family image they previously peddled. The psychological toll of having millions of strangers critique one's most intimate domestic music moments is difficult for most people to truly understand. Music, the long-term impact on Zonnique's mental health and her relationship with her stepfather is another issue that many fans are worried about. This is no longer only a video, it's about the people behind the pixels, music, and the actual misery caused by the public's insatiable thirst for drama. As the documentary comes to a conclusion, the final moments music hint at further proof that might be in the works, suggesting that 50 Cent has a wealth of information that he is prepared to release if T decides music to respond in a way that bothers him, because both sides have enough dirt on each other to either force a tense, quiet music truce that may never completely heal the underlying wounds or to extend the conflict indefinitely. There is a condition of mutually assured disaster. Regarding 50 Cent's tactics, the hip-hop community is divided. Some praise his song Harsh Honesty, while others call for a boycott of anything that exploits family issues for profit. Beyond music, this debate has spread to broader conversations about the ethics of leak culture and the impact of documentaries on the general public. Without a fair trial or hearing, the narrative flow of this entire event has been a masterclass music in suspense, starting with an unexpected hook, building through intense speculation, and ending with a melancholy conclusion about the frailty of fame. 50 Cent played his cards with expert music precision, ensuring that T and Zonnique would be in the news for a very long period, as can be seen by looking back at the timeline from the first teaser music to the documentary's full release. The outcome of the secret video may never be fully agreed upon by the public. Music truth often becomes a matter of perception in the age of deepfakes and selective editing, but music has an unquestionable cultural impact. The Harris family now has to deal with the immense burden of moving ahead while 50 Cent proceeds onto his next music target, leaving a path of digital ruin in his wake. The completion of the screenplay marks music, the conclusion of the current news cycle, but all future interviews, red carpet appearances, music, and social media posts featuring the Harris name will bear the consequences of this leak. It is a sobering reminder that in the world of fierce celebrity rivalry, songs and punches aren't the most powerful tools. The video's music was never meant to be seen. The setting is already set up for the music next phase of 50 Cent's relentless pursuit of power. But the viewer is left wondering who will be the next to uncover music, their secrets made public. What are your thoughts on this intense exchange? Did 50 Cent go too far by involving his family members in the dispute? Or was the disclosure of the Harris family's